Okay, and it should roughly be back about now. So yeah, it might have just needed to be kicked, I don't know. But it seems to be pretty okay now. Okay. So now it's still wildly varying. Okay. Alright. Well, this is the best that it's going to be, so apologies if it's choppy. Okay, so what we need to do is when we go from one area to another, there's a couple things we want to carry with us. I think it's going to have to be the input manager. Wait, what is it going to have to be? It actually can't be the input manager because the player will not be coming with us through the different scenes. I mean, I guess it could. This service runs on Linux. Okay. Yeah, so if you can get into that Linux shell, you could probably... Yeah, okay, if it gives you a Linux console, yeah, you can just destroy it, which is great. Alright, so there's a couple things. There's the player. Alright. So yeah, it's a question of how all this is going to work. Now, it might be possible... No, because I want the inventory to come with us. Yeah, it's just a question of how we link this to the input controller, or the input manager. Trying to think. So specifically the issue is that this input manager references this player object, so we don't have any way to dynamically assign values to this layer. It has to reference an object directly, so I suppose... I guess what it can do is it can actually probably reference the game manager. Sure, okay, so what my thought is that this can reference the game manager, and what the game manager can do, the game manager knows how to find the player, so maybe forwarding this call to the game manager, that might work. How to unsuspend a Linux shell? It's like Control Q or something. It's some weird... Oh no, is it Control Q? I can't remember. I remember that I've done it before though, and I'm like, oh god, I don't know how to fix this. Yeah, I think the canvas can come with us. The input manager... So if the canvas comes with us, then the stats will work, this will work, and that will work. So I think the only thing... Yeah, okay, let's try this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the game manager. Yeah, apparently the frames are just going to be poor, and I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. Disconnected everything from the internet, so this computer is the only thing using it. And whenever the internet is fine, you know, it goes up to 720 or 7200 KB a second, but then it drops to like 38, and I just cannot figure out why. But okay, what we can do is we can say public void handle input, and then what we can do is we can say player.handle input, and we can just forward the call to the player component. That way, and the player, sorry, I wanted to show the player here, not that player, but this one. Anytime we try to get it, if we don't know where it is, we'll just find an object of that type. So whenever we change scenes, this should trigger and become null. So that should work. So the idea is going to be, if we target you, and then we target the handle input, Control Q does nothing. Okay. Then it's some other hotkey. It might be... Yeah, I don't actually know what it is. I used to know. In college, they actually made us SSH into a Linux server to do our like homework and stuff. Because it had to run on... I think it had to run on a 32-bit Linux machine. Or no, it might have been that it had to run on a 64-bit. And so they had like 6 of them set up. And it was great because whenever they'd get around to the part of the semester where they taught threads, somebody would, or not threads, but forks, somebody would inevitably just like accidentally make a fork bomb. Like, you know, you'd have like 5 or 6 people who just accidentally did it, and it would just destroy the servers. Oh, it was so good. After reading the page, it gave me a stop button. Or reloading the page, okay. But yeah, what we need to do now is we need to create a script for not destroying things on load. Generally easy to do. We'll say, actually, yes, okay. We'll just say don't destroy on load. We need to make that a component. Where is it? Unload component. Normally I don't do things this way, but kind of running out of time and I need to make this work. So this is how we're going to do it. All right. Don't destroy on load, game object. Right. And let's just destroy this because I just don't want it. Well, no, let's not do that. Alright. Okay, so it got rebooted, that's good. Alright, if the frames stay this bad, I might just have to cancel this because for whatever reason my internet is just not cooperating right now. Not entirely sure how to fix it. Could probably try rebooting the router, but yeah. Like if it gets about 5% dropped, I'm just gonna have to say no. Okay, so we have the input manager, the canvas, and what's the other thing we don't want to destroy? Probably this. Probably this? No, actually this doesn't matter. So no, I think it's just the canvas and the input manager. Oh yeah, and the AI manager. Don't destroy on load, okay. And then you reference the inventory, which won't be destroyed on load. Fun fact, you could theoretically slap AI onto a Discord bot. Oh, really? It seems fine to you? Okay. That's good to know. Because for me... Okay. Yeah, because for me it's showing that like 4.1% of the frames are being dropped or whatever. Like I don't know how that shows up. Yeah, I don't know how that shows up in the final thing. But it seems like my internet just is really unstable right now for no reason. I'll definitely have to reboot the router before the other stream though, because I don't want to. Okay, yeah, thank you. It's good to know that it's not an issue. Okay, so now if we duplicate this, let us. How do you duplicate? I don't know. Just duplicate from here? Yeah, duplicate from here. Let's call this level 2. So now if we open this, yep. So now we destroy you, because you already exist. We delete you, because you should already exist. And then we delete you, because you should already exist, and you, because you should already exist. And then the rest of you, this should just work. Maybe? Maybe the rest of this will just work? How do I make this look different? Sure, we'll just grab all of you and erase all of you. Sure, that works. Okay, so now what I will do is I need to add these to the build path, right? So build settings, yeah, add open scenes. Add you, it's level 2. Go here. Build settings, we'll add you, level 1. Sure, deleted, we delete you. Cool. Levels 1 and 2 can go there, cool. And so then what we shall do is we'll go into the game manager and then we can edit this. And when we do handle input, we'll say if, let's say, input get key down key code .e. Sure, then what we will do is we'll load level 2, I guess, using, whoops, I want this import to be here, using Unity Engine .scene management. But yeah, you could theoretically slap an AI onto a Discord bot. Yeah, I mean, isn't that what a lot of people do? They just like slap, you know, like they just throw a neural network behind it. Or they just run a neural network and then they use the, or, you know, not necessarily a neural network, but like a, you know, what's the word? I forgot. It's not that. It's like an AI. Oh god, I forgot. Forgot the actual word. Oh, really? I thought they did. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Like, you know, those speech recognition AIs. God, my brain. I can't believe I can't remember the word now. God, my brain's fried. Okay. Unity Engine. Oh no, Scene Manager. Dot load. Yeah, load scene, and we'll just say level -2. Machine learning algorithm. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I thought you could just use the text input from a user and then just, you know, have it do whatever it's directed to do. I mean, not, you know, it's not perfect, but, you know, at least have it recognize some commands. Ooh. Okay, so if I hit E, did something just happen? No. Oh yeah, there we go. If I hit E, that happens. Okay. Stat stuff works. Escape works. Okay. Cool. Did that really just work? If I hit E, yeah, everything loads. If I hit Q, it moves the AI. Okay. Wow. The only thing that won't work though. Oh. It's been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. Oh, interesting. These don't work anymore. Why is that? Why did that not work? And also, what are you referencing? Where did you come from? You came from the input manager, and then we were directed to handle input from the inventory. Is the player cached? Yes. Okay. So actually, we can get rid of you, and we can reference you from the game manager. Yeah. Okay. To be game manager dot instance dot player. Yeah, I've set up a Discord bot, I think like once myself, or no, it was a bot that could run on both Discord and Twitch because I wanted it to do some stuff for me. And it's not super hard to set up. Like even a generalized one that works on both is not super hard to set up. But yeah, I did that in Java, and I actually want to make a game, for a game jam. I probably want to do like a Discord sort of game just to do something a little bit different. And I'd like to integrate it with Unity, but I don't know where I would run it, is the problem. Because Unity would be super heavy. And I don't know that I'd want to put that on an AWS server just because it would take up so much power. But also, I wouldn't want to run it on my machine because it would, you know, it would be hard to, you know, keep it running all the time. So, okay. Now does this work? Oh my god, that works. Okay. So now the other test. Let's see if we do a couple other things. So if we grab, let's say, okay, it seems like the internet's actually going okay now. All right. So if I grab you, And then I go in here. Let's say I assign some stats. I don't know, sure. Ooh. Interesting. I don't know why that broke. I do know why that broke. Okay, interesting. So whenever we remove it from the slot, it's never, okay. Have to fix that at some point too. Alright, so if we add those, and then we equip you, so the axe actually won't come with us if we equip it, but if we equip you, it will. This one will come with us, the one in our hand will not. So if we hit E, yeah, that one comes with us. We right click, we can equip it. So we do the correct amount of damage. All of these are assigned, we can unassign them. Okay, so we just have to make the things in our hands come with us, that's fine. And then yeah, we can grab you, cast a spell, heal ourselves, grab you, cast a spell, damage you, perfect. Okay, so now we just need to make a tile that does this, that does that scene transition, which I think should be pretty easy. We'll just grab 2 of these. Oops. And we actually don't have a callback for entering or exiting a tile. Can add it to the tile component, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Oh, whenever the agent is assigned, okay. So we can actually create an on-enter tile here. There's no way to do overrides for... There's no way to do overrides for properties. Like, you can't have a virtual property, can you? Let's try that. Is that really a thing? Can you really do that? There's no way that works. Okay. Let's play with this. So this is a level transition tile. There's no way this works. I mean, it makes perfect sense why it would, but it just seems way too convenient. So let's say this is a tile component. Can we actually override that? Oh my god, we can. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. So how are we actually going to do this? So we can have that be base.agent. Yeah, that's fine. And then what we'll do is when an agent is assigned, so we'll have a public, or no, protected virtual void on agent on enter tile. This will be the agent component agent. Okay. And then what we will do is in the set, we will say base.agent equals value, yes. And then after that, what we will do is that, oh no, you can't be an expression defined member, right? Yes. Oops, we don't need the equals. Okay, I will explain this in just a second for people who don't understand, because this is super cool. I did not know that this worked this way. So after this, agent should work. Yes, okay. And so we'll say if agent.gameObject is GameManager.instance.gameObject.player.gameObject, yes. Those two, well actually, just say is if it is not, then what we will do is we will say return. Then otherwise, we will create a new property here, so public string 2, or level, I guess. Or I guess targets, yeah, just level, sure. Be the target level, whatever it might be. Then we'll just say using Unity Engine .scene management. Technically, we don't even need that. So say scene manager .load level or .load scene, and this will just be level. Okay. So for people, wait a minute. Let me just make sure that this actually works the way that I think that it does. Because if it does, that's amazing. It's just super convenient. All right, let's remove you. Let's say a level transition component, and let's say level 2. That's not how you spell level 2. That is, though. And sure, those are both passable. And let's just change the color of these a little bit, just so that we know. Can we? No, we have to set them both to the same color. That's a little bit unfortunate. But sure, we'll set them to a little bit darker, like a darker blue. And then one of you, let's lighten up a little bit, so that it kind of goes with the color pattern there. Okay. So now, in theory, if I understood this, something broke. Oh. On enter tile. Oh. Sure. If agent and that. Actually, I don't know why that happened so many times. Alright. What the Scratch for Discord thing does is it dispense Java code that you can run on a service to keep your bot up. In my case, I'm running repl.it for hosting, uptime robot, so I get notifications if the bot goes down, and statuspage.io for a status page. Status page gets direct reports from the REPL, so it updates live. Oh, that's cool. Statuspage.io is the same status page service Discord themselves used. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, it sounds like you have a neat little setup there. But the Scratch for Discord lets you dispense Java code that you can run on a service. So does the Java code run the Scratch stuff, or does the Scratch compile, or does the Scratch generate some kind of Java code? Whoa, why did I just automatically... Why did I just automatically load? Huh. That's behaving very weird. Why is that happening? On enter tile, if agent and... Oh. Or, if there's no agent... There's no agent, or... This is very interesting. I'm not sure why this is happening. Java code is the Discord bot. Scratch generates JavaScript code that is the Discord bot. Oh, okay. So it generates, so the Scratch outputs JavaScript, and then you can use you can use Discord for Scratch thing. This is dispense JavaScript code. Okay, I see. That's cool. That's a cool way to do it. Yeah, I had figured that it would be, it's almost like Unreal's like blueprints sort of stuff. Okay, so now whenever I step on one of these tiles, I should teleport. Yes! Okay. So, to explain that, because I'm surprised that actually worked. It seems like almost like it shouldn't, but it most certainly does. So, what I did is, this is an auto property, for those who don't know. You can tell it that whenever I try to get this agent, it's basically the same thing as calling, like in Java, it would be like get agent versus set agent. By declaring it virtual, I've told C# that I can override this in components that extend tile component, like this. So I can actually override this. So when I call get agent for this tile, it'll just call the base.getAgent, whereas when I call set, it'll call onEnterTile. And then for the agent component, if there is no agent, or the game object of the agent is not equal to the player's game object, then we return. So the only thing that should cause a level load is if the player steps on that tile. So that is amazing. I did not know that that worked that way. Like, I didn't know. It makes perfect sense because I know that in the compiler, I know that the auto properties or the properties themselves get compiled to methods. So you can even have like lambdas and stuff that target them. But yeah, I did not know that you could override them and stuff. That's so cool. All right. Items are still a little weird though. We'll have to fix that at some point. Yeah. Do damage to you. Actually, we can go up here. Do damage to both of you. Yeah. Our magic skill doesn't affect how much damage we do, unfortunately. But, you know, not worried too much about that. So yeah, now we can move between levels. Alright. Still have a crazy number of things that we need to do. But at least that is done. So now how do I make it so that we get to keep stuff that's in our hands when we move between levels? That is a question. I mean, we could just store it in the game manager. We could, well, the item definitions should persist. Ooh, you know what we could do? Oh, this is so bad. I shouldn't do this, but I think we can actually. So what we can do. This is so bad. I shouldn't do this. It's so bad. Alright. I'm gonna do public void load level. And we're going to give it, let's say, a string for the level name. Oh, alright, I'll see you, percentage guy. Have a great day. Alright, so what we'll do, this is going to be so bad, but we'll do game manager dot instance dot load level. Alright, go to load level, we're going to load this level. Alright, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to call scene manager dot load level, but then it's going to be level, yeah. Then we will do invoke. We need to use extension methods using red plus blue dot extensions. Basically, I added some extensions to the game. They're two mono behaviors. So we're going to call invoke. Then we're going to add an action, and we're going to put it on a delay of, let's say, half a second. So what this is going to do, it's going to say player, and I don't know if this will be cached. So actually what we'll say is we'll say var item in left hand. It should be player dot, is it item? No, it's agent unit item in left hand. Yeah. And then, oh, this is so bad. I shouldn't do this. Alright. Item in right hand. And so we're going to set up an action to invoke in half a second. And we're going to say player.agent.unit.item in left hand equal to item in left hand. Then player.agent.unit.item in right hand is equal to item in right hand. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Twitch scammed me. Might be random, but do you perhaps know of a program called KMS Pico? If you're talking about the game, I think there's like a, isn't there like a programming, like a game development thing called Pico or something? But if it's not that, then I am not familiar with it. That's, apologies. Anyway, this should work, and then we do player.agent.unit.refresh graphics. So, if if I understand what I'm doing, it should work. It's in Windows Activator Program. The Windows Activator Program. That's interesting. So is it for like, I actually don't know, is it for like activating Windows Activator? That could either be like an automation program, or is it like activating a copy of Windows that wasn't obtained in a legitimate way? Is that what it is? Because yeah, I'm not familiar exactly with a Windows Activator program. Okay, so if I did this right, what should happen is the level should load, and then like half a second later, actually let's just see. Haha. Oh, that's so bad that that actually worked. Oh, I hate myself that I made that work. So what just happened there? I created this custom extension method, so it extends mono behavior, and what it will do is it will run this, create this run with delay thing where it just waits for a couple seconds and then it invokes an action. And so we start a coroutine on our mono behavior called run with delay, and we will run this action on a delay. And so the idea is that we save the item in the left hand, save the item in the right hand. Then when the scene reloads, player agent gets destroyed, or the player object gets destroyed, and the game manager knows, because this is a property, game manager knows to go and find it again. And then half a second later, we just add the items back into the player's hands. Oh god, that's terrible. That shouldn't... Oh god, that's so bad. I mean, I'm gonna keep it, but it's pretty bad. Oh, I feel terrible. But I think now... Oh, whoops. I need to fix this. But I think now... this should... Did you not take damage the first time? I think you didn't take damage the first time. Why didn't you take damage the first time? Let me check that out again. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't. Okay, you, and you. So now if we click this... Oh, that's the heal one. Okay, you took damage that time. Alright. So now, should be able to grab this. Okay, so now if we move into the blue space, what will happen? Oh wait, actually, our shield didn't load, did it? Oh no, it did. Okay. Then yeah, we have 2 copies of these now. Because we're loading the same level, basically. Both copies should still work the same. Let's check. Alright, so if I click that, it works. Click that, it works. And then now we're doing lethal damage, and here we're doing non-lethal. Okay. Well, lethal, non-lethal, you know, basically unarmed, armed versus unarmed. Okay. So yeah, everything is working pretty well, actually. Very happy with that. Okay, I didn't expect that to go so smoothly. I genuinely expected it to be more difficult than that. Trying to think of like the interesting stuff that we could work on, because I mean there's like a ton of stuff we could do. It's just a lot of it is very fiddly, and a lot of it could end up being boring, and I don't want that. So let me think. Let me get out my list of things we actually need to do. Okay, we're not doing those. So there's the settings screen. I don't think we need to do that. Create the items. I also don't think we need to do that. Alright, so let's upgrade. Sure, let's upgrade the face of the dice. We'll do that. That'll be relatively interesting. Okay. So the way that combat in this game actually works is that you roll a certain number of dice for each attack that you do. Right now, so for instance, right now, if we look at our attack dice, whenever we hit something, we deal 1 damage plus whatever our attack dice are. Right now we have no attack dice assigned, so we do 1 damage, guaranteed. And it is it's unarmed basically because we don't have a weapon. So if we add a weapon, or armed, we only still do 1 damage because we don't have any attack dice. At some point the weapons are actually going to do something else, but for now, it's just that. So now if we assign these 3 dice, it will roll these 3 dice. You can see their faces here in order. So these are not traditional dice. They have, they can have blanks. They can also have multiple faces of the same type. And what I want is it so that if I have leveled up and I have experience, I can click one of these and increase its face value. So yeah, now you can see we do a little bit more damage because we're rolling 5s and 6s and things like that. I think our max damage is 6. No, our max damage is 7. Minimum is 1 still. Yeah, you can see we got a 3. We don't exactly need to know what all the dice rolled. That's fine. Yeah, so what I want is, 1, I want some status stuff to appear here. It tells us how much experience we have to assign to these dice. And also, if I click one of these faces, I want it to increase in magnitude by 1, up to level 9. So, the way that we're going to do that is we need to go into the canvas, and I need to remember a little bit how I actually did this. So I know that it's in stats, it's in the stats here, it's in this template, it's in this stat, no, it's not in stats, sorry. It's in the dice list, which is scroll view with viewport, content, and there's a template here. I forgot if these, it's not the dice slot, it's the dice faces. Are you a button? You are a button, okay. So we need to assign this. Whenever we create one of these faces, we need to assign the button back to our thing. Well, actually, problem is that problem is that the faces appear in order. So for instance, if I were to click this face, then what I'd want to happen is I'd want it to upgrade to a 1, and then this would reshuffle, and this one would move to the left. So we're not actually going to have to change the order of the children, we just need to reassign the buttons each time. Yeah, we need to reassign the buttons each time. So this is in the dice list item component. So if we edit that, we can see here, it's range to face count index. So yeah, face images of that is equal to that. So this sorts the faces each time. So what we need to do is we need to get that face, yeah, okay. Face registry, okay. We need to get the buttons. We need to get each button. So sorted faces, face images, which is equal to this, which gets assigned at some point. Yeah, okay, right here. So we need to create a list of buttons for each face. I don't know why are you public? Do you ever get assigned? You never get assigned. And I don't think anything ever reads you, right? So we just made you protected. And then we said face images. Correct? Nothing breaks if we do this, right? Let's double check. Make sure nothing breaks. Yeah, nothing appears to break. Okay. That's the wrong thing to open. That's the right thing to open. Right. So now we need, let's move this down, the other protected stuff. And then let's put a protected list of buttons. This will be face buttons. Right. And then for each, we'll say face buttons. So this creates the faces, and then we'll add, then we'll say face.get. I think it's get component button. I think that's fine, because I think the button is actually on the face itself. I think that's true. Yeah, because it's this template, and we're getting this image for the face value, and then this is the actual button for it. Okay. So that's good. I'm going to close you because you're annoying. Okay. So now, what we can do is whenever we refresh, we need to we need to, yeah, I don't know. I think what we need to do is we need to create another list of faces. It's die.face faces. Yeah. Then we will say face. No. Where does it actually get? Sorted faces. Okay. So faces will be equal to this. Yes. Okay. And so we use faces of index. And then now, what we will do is we'll say face buttons dot on click. No. Oh, of index dot on click. And we'll say add listener. And that will be a click listener where, or no, actually it'll just be a protected void upgrade face. And we'll just use die.face, and this will just be the face. So we'll upgrade, or sorry, let's be this to an action where we just call upgrade face, and then we will use that face. Okay. And so what this will do is this will say face.magnitude plus equal to 1, and then we will just refresh. What we also want to do is we want to say face buttons of index dot on click dot remove all listeners. So rebuild the listeners every single time. It is a little bit inefficient, but it might work. Like it should work. Yeah, I think this will work. And I mean, we need to do a little bit of checking here before this actually occurs, but you know. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that did not work. So you do not get initialized. Is that what I'm like reading here? Where is face images? Where do you get initialized? You get initialized there. All right. Tell you what. We'll just create a new list for you. Yep. And then just create a new list for you. Okay. Now this should work. At least in theory. Okay. So let's open this. And if I click U, yeah, there we go. The pip appears there. Perfect. And so now if I click U, you should move over to here. There we go. And if I click U, you shouldn't move at all. You don't. Great. And now if I click, I don't know. Let's upgrade all of these faces. Let's just make this like a super die. Okay. So that should guarantee, whoops, that should guarantee that we roll a 6 every time. So if we hit you, we should always hit for 3. Or no, we should always hit for 4, because this die is rolling a 3, and then we are unarmed, so our die roll is halved, and also we get a +1. So we get 1 plus half of this die. This die always rolls a 3, so we should do 4 damage. Should be unarmed. There we go. Perfect. That looked like it did a lot more than 4 damage. No, they have 5 health. Never mind, that's perfect. Yes, we should always roll a 4 there. So now if we go grab a weapon, the wands don't work because they are counted as unarmed as well. So we right click, and now we should always do 7. Perfect. Okay. So I love that. So yeah, now we can just, sure, let's try another test. So this should do 9 all the time, and we should do 10 damage now. Yep, perfect. And if we unassign these, we should do only 1. Yep, cool. Now if we assign you, we should do 4. Yep. Alright, I love it. So yeah, you can choose which faces you want to upgrade. So we could just upgrade this one. You know, we could go all the way up to 9. Or we could, you know, balance it out. You know, something like that. And get some really interesting dice. Right? Let's see, now we roll quite a bit. Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know why this broke. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, something definitely broke. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, something definitely broke. Okay, that just heals us. I forgot, this is a different throwing wand. This is the right one. Okay. Yeah, that has an issue there. Hopefully by resolving that issue, I'll resolve the freezing problem. Can go here, destroy all of you, perfect. Alright. So yeah, we just need to check if we actually have a level to use now. And I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. That's a little broken there. That's probably fine. But yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to figure out if we actually have a level to use. Or how we're going to display it when we don't. I think. So what we want to do is we want to store somewhere when the player has a level up or has some kind of leveling. Probably in the game manager, because that persists of the player's stats. Player stats, yeah. This is just where all the dice are stored. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let me think. So yeah, we probably want to store. Why did that not open? Yeah, I want you open. Why did you not? Interesting. I don't know why that's not open technically. Should be in beta, right? Yeah, there we go. So we need to store here when the player has a level, and then what we need to find out is in here is whenever we try to upgrade a face, if the player is allowed to do it, then we want to upgrade. Otherwise, we don't. I think that's right. So I guess we can store store public int experience. Is it experience? No, it's upgrade, probably like upgrade points or something. And then when we try to get that, that's fine. We can just return. No, actually, no, that's fine. We'll just store it as that. That's fine. Okay. So in here, we're going to say if game manager dot instance dot player stats dot upgrade points less than 1, then we return. Otherwise, we increase the face magnitude by 1, and we decrease the upgrade points. Minus minus. All right. So with that, oh yeah, we need to also, well, actually, it should start at 0. So let's just make sure, let's just double confirm that we can't upgrade these dice. Yeah, now if we click on it, nothing happens. That's good. Now, if we go into player stats and we assign, let's say, a 3 to this by default, should be able to upgrade 3 times. Should be able to say 1, 2, 3. Yep, and now we shouldn't be able to upgrade anymore. We can't. Good. Okay, so that works. Glad to know.